It is time again for my annual Mailbox Power review. I can't believe that it's already August. I'm going to do it a little bit differently this year. Normally, I like to take you into the back end of Mailbox Power, but I've done that for a few years. And if you're interested in the back end and what it looks like and how it works, I'll link those videos below so you can go check them out. This year, I want to talk about the frequently asked questions that I get about Mailbox Power because I really get the same questions over and over. So that tells me that that's where your minds are going and that's what you're interested in. And I will, of course, be sharing Mailbox Power from a real estate agent's perspective because I'm a real estate agent. But that's certainly not all Mailbox Power is for. It can be used in any type of business. And I think a lot of these cross over with how you could use it in your business. And first up, yes, I'm still using Mailbox Power. That is literally the number one question I get more than any other. And yes, I am. And yes, it is a financial investment. Some would call it an expense. Personally, I call it an investment because even though I am spending money every month to have the Mailbox Power membership and access to everything that they have, I get that money back tenfold because it helps me stay consistent with keeping in touch with my clients. And that's not all I use it for. I'll get into that a little bit later. But the fact that I can set it and forget it as far as client birthdays, home anniversaries, all of that is now set up. And now I will still, depending on the client, if I've gotten close with them over the years, yes, I will still reach out to them in a text on their birthday and say, hey, happy birthday. I'm thinking of you. So that human touch is still there. But that just simply doesn't apply for all of my clients. And all of them appreciate getting a birthday card. And I am proud to say that this year we got that automated. So now home anniversary and birthday cards are all set up to automatically go out. In January every year, my assistant takes a look to make sure that no one has sold their home so that we know we are still sending out a home anniversary that applies in case someone didn't choose to work with us again. And then for the client birthdays, same thing. We always double check the address in January to make sure that nothing has changed without us knowing. The other thing that I use Mailbox Power a lot for, which is a question that I get, is how are you using Mailbox Power? And the other component that I use it a lot for is sourcing off market inventory. We have a postcard that we send out to a neighborhood if our clients are targeting something specific as far as location, or to varying neighborhoods if they're targeting a specific type of property that simply isn't on the market right now. And I think the wording of the postcard is extremely important. We are very transparent that we are not looking to list that person's home because let's face it, a lot of real estate agents troll to try to get listings and really don't have a buyer. We get our buyer's permission to include at least their last name in the card, preferably their full name, so that when these mailers are going out, we know that sellers are not going to feel like we are trying to get the listing because we're absolutely not. But Mailbox Power helps me be incredibly efficient doing that mailer because all I have to do is get the addresses out of the MLS. I import those into Mailbox Power and then set it up. So it maybe takes me 20 minutes to send out a mailer looking for off market inventory so that we are able to put our buyers in a home. And this year alone, that has worked out 5 times already to where we have gotten responses from the mailer, then been able to go tour homes and then find buyers the property that they want, even though it was never in the MLS. And I think that's really powerful. One, we obviously want our buyers to get into the homes that they're going to love. But two, the fact that I can do it so quickly and I'm not paying for a list of addresses, I'm simply exporting them out of the MLS. You can pay for a mailing list through Mailbox Power. Personally, I've never needed to do that though, because I just use the MLS to export the data that I need. The other thing that we have been using Mailbox Power for consistently, I do it twice a year, is sending out a spring and a fall home maintenance postcard. And I know that seems super generic, and I think in a lot of ways it is, but I am on a mission to do the best job that I can to get my clients to maintain their homes. There are so many times where, 3 to 5 years or more will pass. I go back to turn around and sell the home because they're ready to move on to something else or move out of the area. And the home just hasn't been maintained the way it should be. This is not a knock on my clients. This is a general problem, at least in the market that I serve, where homeowners do not maintain their homes the way that they should. And then there is more money spent correcting deferred maintenance than if they would have just maintained the home. I take those postcards a step further. Again, those are designed in Canva and I upload them into Mailbox Power for the mailer. We divide ours out by condo, townhouse, and single family home so that the maintenance tips are not super generic. They actually apply to the property type. Within that, I also have a QR code on the postcard. That QR code takes them to my little black book of vendors where they're able to see exactly who I recommend they contact for the maintenance. Obviously, there's no pressure or obligation for them to use those vendors, but it makes it very easy so that they aren't having to do a bunch of research to figure out who might be an honest, reliable tradesman to do the job. The other thing, and this is newer this year that I have incorporated using Mailbox Power for, is within the under contract or listing process for our clients. I've really taken a look at our client experience and am super focused on ways that I can improve and make that experience memorable. And something that we've started doing is when a client goes under contract, whether it's they're buying and they go under contract or it's their home that we've gotten under contract, we send them a little surprise and it comes from Mailbox Power with a card. Depending on the client's likes, we adjust what we send. It's not a blanket approach, but Mailbox Power makes it super easy to go into their site, say, oh, this client likes brownies, just as an example. Mailbox Power has really good brownies, so I pick those a lot. And then we just go ahead and send those out. It's a surprise throughout the contract period to keep them happy and engaged. And who doesn't like a surprise to celebrate your house going under contract? I do typically wait. We're seeing more home inspections lately. So I do typically wait until we are past the home inspection. But in cases where we're contingency free and everything is wrapped up, we're just working towards closing, then I go ahead and send them out as soon as we are under contract. It's just a little celebration to make the process more memorable for them. And Mailbox Power helps with that because everything is under one roof on the website. Another question that I have seen come in a lot this year, and I've sent out a lot of samples because of it. You inquire frequently about, Amanda, how is the quality of the postcards or the greeting cards or the snacks or the t shirts? I get a how is the quality question at least once a week. And yes, I am always willing to send out a couple samples of the postcards. Typically, I will send, unless someone says I'm only interested in one, typically I will send you a sample of the regular and the jumbo postcard because let's face it, quality is subjective. I think the quality is perfectly fine. I think it's very nice. But you may feel differently, which is completely fine. And I totally understand why you wouldn't want to sign up for a membership when you're kind of going into it blind and going, well, yeah, Amanda thinks the quality's fine, but maybe I don't. So I do send out a lot of samples. If you're in that boat and you're hesitating to sign up because you're questioning the quality that's going to be mailed out on your behalf, just drop me a comment or you can always reach out to me on email or Instagram. Instagram, you'll find me at Amanda S. Davidson and just say, hey, Amanda, this is my address. Can you send me a couple samples? And I'm more than happy to do it, especially now that they don't have their trial. I will die on this hill. I hate that they don't offer a free trial. And I know business wise, they have their reasons because it really doesn't showcase long enough for one of Mailbox Power clients to get that ROI. But it's super annoying to have to make that commitment and then go, I don't really know what I'm going to be getting. And I remember when I first signed up for Mailbox Power, I did the trial and I ordered a bunch of stuff so that I could get an idea of the quality before I committed to a membership. So, always happy to send out samples and I'm always happy to answer your questions if you're questioning the quality or what the different products are, you're always welcome to reach out to me. I'm happy to share that with you. The last question that I noticed, and this is a newer one that I'm getting, I would say within the past 6 months about Mailbox Power, is do I use them to send out market updates? And then what do those market updates look like? Yes, I do use Mailbox Power to send market updates to one specific neighborhood that I have farmed for years. That's not too far from my house and has good turnover. And I tweak that design as needed. It stays fairly consistent because I think when you're doing a mailer, you need to show up consistently, both in frequency and how the mailer looks. And I did design that in Canva. I do not use Mailbox Power for a lot of design needs. Their templates are great, and I definitely purchase those here and there. But from a starting from scratch design, Canva is by far my go to. And then I just upload it into Mailbox Power. What I like about Mailbox Power and why I ultimately use them to send the mailer out is it saves so much time. It's just a matter of updating the template every month with the sales, because that's really what my mailer shows is recent sales, new listings coming soon. It's a neighborhood snapshot with the data in the neighborhood, and it's very quick and painless to update that in Canva, download it, then import it into Mailbox Power. I already have my mailing list in there to click on the neighborhood where this mailer is going, and it saves time. It's super easy on the back end to get a mailer out, whether it's a market update or if you're trying to source off market inventory, or even if you are wanting to mail to for sale by owners. I don't get that question as much as I used to. I'm not sure why I did in the beginning. I personally do not use Mailbox Power to mail to for sale by owners anymore. I used to, has nothing to do with Mailbox Power. I'm just not mailing to for sale by owners at this time and probably won't in the future. That's not a leg of my business anymore. But yes, they can be used for that because you can also automate postcard sequences. So if you are wanting to hit a for sale by owner, say one time a week for the next month, you can automate all of those sequences in there. And again, that saves you time, and your time is valuable. That is something that I'm always looking for ways to how can I leverage my time more, because we all get the same 24 hours in a day. Those are really my top frequently asked questions for Mailbox Power. If you have questions about it, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'm always happy to get back to you about it. And Mailbox Power, I believe, is having a price increase. I think it's the end of this year. Don't quote me on that. It's in the next quarter, though, from when I'm recording this, which is it's almost end of August that I'm recording this. And even with that price increase, yes, I will be staying with them. For me, it is money well spent. It is saving me time, but it's also creating a better client experience and causing me to show up more consistently with my clients. And I don't like to say database because that makes them seem like a number, but anyone that I have worked with before, my sphere of influence, which is not limited to just clients, I use Mailbox Power across the board to make sure that I am keeping in touch with them. I hope you got some value from this video. Again, if you have any questions about Mailbox Power, drop them in the comments below. And until I see you on the next one, thanks for watching.